But as of the 6th, you had 55,934 tickets that were sold. But I'm sure this now with the category 2 sold out, this was even category 1 not sold out. With category 2 sold out, I'm sure we're pushing it to about 65,000 tickets that have been distributed. Of that 55, you can deduct 13,000, which is the distributed tickets. So you'll sit with 42,000 tickets actually sold. Now this excludes hospitality, only hospitality tickets that have been sold. This is just the category 1, category 2 and category 3 tickets. At this stage, we have distributed 341,919 tickets. That is as of the 6th. I was actually asking them to give me a printout as of today. Obviously, those are not all sales in the sense because that includes our own allocation. Because, for example, we're told now when we just left the board meeting that we've just received the latest flash that category 2 tickets have been sold out at National Stadium. So those are gone. So we're only left with category 3 stadium. So these are not really up-to-date figures, but we'll provide you. I think that, let me say this. We know that we had said we wanted to make sure that in the combination of sold tickets and purchased tickets, we're aiming for 500,000. And we're sitting at 341,000. Look, I think we can do better. I'll keep on saying that until we've got a whole sold out sign. Because I think that we need to make sure that every single stadium is filled. I think that we've got a responsibility to ourselves and a responsibility to Africans. If you look just before last week, just when we came back from New Year, these ticket sales were totaling at about 80, 90. This week they've just shot up. It's the normal South African phenomenon of buying things late. And we really want to urge people, let's go buy this weekend. Let's not wait until the 18th. There are 2 stadiums that we're still concerned about. That's Rustenburg and Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Those are our main areas of concern. We're starting to engage with those constituencies to understand what can we do. Because that's going to be the first port of call, is to understand countries that are playing in there, because they've got diaspora in this country. What is it that we can do to help them to make sure that those stadiums are full? The second one is that with those governments of those cities and governments of those areas, we are going on a ticketing drive to companies and to the various constituencies that are based in those countries. So that's our 2-pronged approach in that. Rustenburg, we also actually gave a brief to the team the other day that we need to also come and focus in particular in Gauteng, around Ivory Coast, especially around Johannesburg and Pretoria, to make sure that we can understand and offer those people that they can actually see that it's not far off to actually buy tickets to go to Rustenburg. I'm the one person who's not going to say we've done well in marketing, because we've not. We've done the bit we could. But again, I think that, it's always what is enough, but it's not enough. You have a situation where the LOC worked under extreme financial constraints. You all remember that the majority of our funding was going to come from government. It was announced in November. We only received that amount of money on the 21st of December, which meant really the actual resources for us to be able to do really started to flow from that time. So that was one contributing factor. So we did what we could with the limited resources at the time. You must remember the 2010 World Cup, much as the LOC did its own marketing. If you actually compare, there was very little LOC marketing. It was driven by sponsors, FNB, Coca-Cola, Standard Bank, you mentioned it. Have you seen any other ad except the ads of the LOC? So with our limited resources, we can only do X amount. If you are not getting that broad support, for whatever reason, I don't want to enter into why they were not getting that. But the reality of it, the World Cup and any other event of this nature, your marketing, you rely to a large extent by the sponsor's own input. For whatever the reasons are, which is not an LOC thing, because those are sponsors of CAF, we have not seen that type of support. So every marketing effort you have seen has been out of the resources of the LOC. The issue of the naming rights of the stadium next door was a problem. Because even if we had the money, we could not go out on a print ad. We could not go out on press releases because we were sitting with letters of litigation that if we each from each side, if you go this route, we're taking you to court. If you go that route, we're taking you to court. So we had to have a hold pattern where we couldn't actually go and take ads. As you would have seen our ads, would have told you, buy your ticket for this stadium and for this match, because we did not have under what banner are we selling that. Even the issue, I think we did raise in the press conference of the 27th, that up until the 24th, there was still a likelihood that the games of Johannesburg could be moved out of Johannesburg, which meant that we could not even print the materials for Johannesburg in terms of the flag, banners and so on. We only could start printing those things on the 24th of December and put them up. So that is a combination of that. And then I'm not giving you excuses, I'm saying it's not enough, I'm starting to acknowledge, but I'm giving the reasons why we had this challenge. Second, the CAF works on a totally different model from FIFA, in that CAF allocates as a percentage of the income they generate from the tournament. So that's the only money they allocate you, and that's the only money you must use. But that money comes after the tournament. So it's a totally different model from FIFA. CAF staff will be here. They arrived, the first batch arrived today. The last batch will arrive on Saturday. Because they say, you at the LOC, you run everything. We're just arriving to come and supervise and manage the process during tournament time. So it's a totally different model from what FIFA has.